Yo, I walk one. Tish your boy, Jidon, Legendary, and we are back with another Cyberpunk photo session. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. We have greaser activities. That means mechanics, vehicles. Alright, and three pretty lady characters. We got OGV because she has my biggest collection of cars. We got Kentucky V because she has my biggest collection of trucks. And we got East LA V because she has my biggest collection of big, sleek, luxury land yachts for both Cyberpunk and mods. Because you know, East LA, she's a lowrider queen, alright? Sometimes she be shooting people, but for the most part, lowriders, baby. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, share with people join Legendary Clan Sports Channel, become legendary. I do all things photography, virtual, real life, and sometimes AI. Check out Instagram, that's where I post most of these photos, and Deviant for the stuff that's a little too much for Instagram, but never too much. Don't go over there expecting madness. With that being said, let's go. Alright, since for these three characters, we're definitely leaning more toward 50s and 60s pinup style. That means we need 50s and 60s cars. So for V here with her old school race style outfit, I'm going Shelby Krober, you know what I mean? 1964 right there. And then for East LA V, we popping up with the Cadillac Eldorado Barbies, or Barbies, however you say it. And then for Kentucky V, we're gonna be rolling with the Fury. We got 1975. I say 75. 1957. We got 1960 flat, and we have for the what's the name, 1964. So it works. Or you know what? No. Let me go a little older. In a car I do not use enough for photos at all. Oh, y'all ain't see that one, huh? Look at that. Let me go, because I kind of want to keep it 60s. So we could go with the twin mill and the what's names, but those are a little too old. I want to go a little older than that. Okay, a little older than that would be, if I could find it. It was a lot of scrolling. Okay. Well, we could go with the Benz. That's 55. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna do that because I kind of want to keep it 50s. Boom. 61, 62 Corvette, baby. And because we got three Americans, okay. You know, with OGV being Native American, East LA V being Mexican, but from East LA, and then Kentucky V being from the South, it would only be right to stick with American whips. Look at that thing. A little bouncy. We're using Jackie's area for this little lady right here because she's the only one who's gotten far enough in. Why she's sitting like that? She look tall as fuck in this car. V is not tall, neither male or female V. They both short. I have to kind of be like halfway out because that box thing, whatever that box is, right there in the way. Gonna see the fit shortly. Now, because we're in the middle of the inner city area here, we're probably gonna have to keep it. Can I squeeze past? There we go. So I want it in the garage, not outside. We're probably gonna have to keep it on good old ultra graphics, which is fine because you can still make some absolutely quality photos. We're gonna want her to be like right here, so it's gonna be perfect. Look at that. With the amber lights. Ay. Amber lights are some of the cleanest lights you could put on a vehicle. I don't care what nobody say. Okay, so now that you see the setup and what we're going for here, let's get to work. Alrighty, here we go. For these, I'm not sure if I want to keep depth of field on, or you know, I'm gonna just make it real high. Or you would probably make it easy, honestly. It's just not roll depth of field and then you use it afterwards. But I think the problem is it's going to hide too much of the Corvette. We want to be able to see the Corvette, of course, because, well, that's a important part of the set of photos here. You see the fit. She looks great. Now, you're probably wondering, where the heck is her tattoos at, bro? Man, hold up. So you're just going to watch this much of the video and you're not even going to subscribe? Nah, don't wave to them. They ain't even hit the subscribe button. Come on now, hit that subscribe button. I had to get rid of them because they're clipping through the outfit. And if I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, I've been kind of wanting to remove her tattoos for the longest. I'm not going to keep it that way because it'd be kind of weird. I've already done so many photos of her with tattoos that if we take her tattoos off now, it won't look right. Man, I kind of wish I would have. I kind of wish I did that in the back in the day. All right. She looks a million times better without tattoos. I did it for other characters, but it worked for them because they don't have nearly as much representation as she does. My other characters, I've probably done a couple of hundred in between each other characters. The next highest being Kentucky V, and I think I've done around 500 pictures with her. The problem is with OGV here, because she's my main character, I test everything on her. Any new items I get, I test them out on her. Any new vehicle I download, on her. Any new weapons I download, her. Anything I get is tested on her first. So because of this, I've done around 2,600 photos for this character. Not even joking, not over exaggerating or none of that. 2,600 for this character, because she's my main character. So I do everything first on this character. New missions come out, her. Like I said, I download any mods, her. Any dang thing I'm doing, testing happens on her first. Always been that way, it always will be. I do that with all my main characters. Same thing on Skyrim. Anything new I get is tested on Aaliyah first. For those who aren't fully attuned to my videos, Aaliyah is the chocolate tone red guard who always dual wield swords on. She's my dual wielder, my dual wielding lady. Okay, Miss Thickums. Anything I do happens on that character first. That is the exact same with this character. Anything new I get happens on this character first. Okay. Even hairstyles that even the hairstyles that I don't download for her get tested on her first. Lighting this little room is gonna be tough. Let me see something real quick. Let me get rid of these. The lighting in this place is good on its own, but it's too dang dark. It's too dark, man. I want to see what I can do about that. Maybe if I push this light back, hide it, decrease it a little bit because it's a little too bright. Put it like right there. It gives us more of a path tracing look, which is actually not bad right now. Because of the tone of the garage, it works pretty dang good, but we got to make that more green to match the greenish colored lamps. I'm gonna say we bring red down to about 230 and then blue to about 240. I missed the mark, but it worked. And then we need a lamp, we need a light for the front at the same color to highlight her. She's not being very highlighted right now. We just got to keep this tone of the garage in check here. Make sure that we're not missing anything. I think we got ourselves a ready to go session. The car being black, we can't really do much about that, and unfortunately, because this is an older mod, the car is an older mod, the hood does not open up. So I wanted to open up the hood on the car so you can see the engine and have it make it look like she's like working on it. Kind of thinking maybe I should use the Cobra, because we'd actually be able to do that. Look at that, that color is perfect. Can't see the dang car because it's a dark car. That color is nice as fuck though. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Look at that. That's clean. Let's snap a picture real quick, make sure this is good, and I'm gonna switch the car out. The Cobra I think is a little smaller anyways, or not think, it is a smaller car, so it should work a little better. I'm pretty sure I can open up the hood to see that real gorgeous 427 cubic inch V8. It's a powerful little engine. All right, I say powerful little. It's not a little engine. It's a powerful big engine. Okay, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I've been staring at this outfit this whole dang time. I'm like, why does this look familiar? It is a mechanic's outfit, but not a real world mechanic. And then I looked at the arm, it says Descendant, and then I looked at the over her chest, it says Albion. He's fucking First Descendant. I ain't been on First Descendant in forever. Ever since I found out how vicious of a grind that game is, I was like, I'm good. They want you to grind your heart and soul to get anything done in that dang game. Okay, the image is very clean, so let me go ahead and save this, and we will be back with a Shelby Cobra instead. Lovely Corvette, but we can't see the dang thing. And I don't have any wrench. I don't have a wrench mod, do I? I don't think Cyberpunk itself has any spawnable wrenches. Let me see. If we can't spawn a wrench, then it won't even matter. Let's see. Clear that out. That was for the last photo session. Wrench. We got a wrench? They do. They got mad wrenches, actually. 3 total, it seems. Okay, so just saved it. Let me back out real quick. Oh, no, I didn't. That save old as fuck. That was 3 months ago. Save. I want that lighting. I want all this lighting back because that's clean as fuck, but I wanted it to look like she's working on the car. Man, crap made the cars crash. Okay, I'm having an eternal debate here. I don't know which one to go with. We got 2. All right, I know which one to go with because that one does open. All right, well, that question has already been answered. Let's do this. Okay, we got one issue. This thing is much wider than the Corvette, you know, with being a race car and all. We could just go ahead and squeeze. Oh, okay, there we go. I'll say, can we squeeze our way back here? And there is indeed enough space. Man, shoot, dude. I don't even know why I tried that. I should have got out the dang thing. Look at the roaches on the fucking wall. God, that's a lot of roaches. Holy crap, there's a lot of roaches, man. Where Jackie was chilling at, he ain't like try to deal with all them dang roaches at all. They climbing through the wall vent. What could you even do about that? You can't spray nothing in there. Could cause a dang fire. Alright, boom, there we go. Actually, let me move that over just a little bit more. And let's open that up. Actually, no, let's keep it closed for this portion of the photo. And then when we come back out, we'll open it up once I put her more on the side here so you can see the engine. But now, though, while she's standing here. Alright, we are back in action. See, now you can actually see the car. Real gorgeous blue car. Yeah, I didn't realize that. This is a dang, First Descendant outfit. Like, I recognize this outfit. Well, no, I didn't recognize the outfit, but I recognized the style of the outfit. Like, this reminds me of something. And then I saw the Descendant and then the Albion. I'm like, ah, yes. Good old fucking the First Descendant. It sucks, too, because that game has a photo mode. A really good photo mode, too. But, man, if you want any outfits for your character, you either going to be spending way more money than you ever should in one go on a game. Especially a game like First Descendant. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's a great game, but it ain't no Warcraft, you know, it ain't no Black Desert, it ain't no Cyberpunk or GTA. You know, it ain't quite those. Now, if you enjoy the game, you know, spend your money how you want to spend your money. But for me personally, I was like, nah. Because number one, yeah, sure, the characters look great, but I'm sure I could create my own character a lot better. Especially because they ain't even got no chocolate. Where the chocolate at? There ain't a single black character on that whole. No, there's one dude, but any game where I can't customize the clothing, I'm not gonna play a male character. It's just highly doubtful. If I cannot dress the character up, you will not see me have a male character. That's just factuals. Black Desert, I can't dress my characters up. I have to buy pre-made outfits. Therefore, you will not see me play a male character. Why? Because the female characters are going to have the better outfits. Problem is, don't get me wrong, I ain't got no problem with the vanillas and I ain't got no problem with the Asians. But that is all that game has. Ain't one chocolate, ain't even at least a Latina, right? Where the chocolate at, bro? Huh? You feel me? So if I can't customize my character and I can't customize the clothes, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm cool off that. It's a good idea. It's a good thing on record until it's time to play. You know what I mean? You see all my dang characters on Cyberpunk, on Skyrims, on Fallouts. I got various characters. Or as someone said during a live stream, he's like, "Man, you got Greek characters, Haitian characters, you collecting them all?" That crap had me dying laughing. But it's as simple as that. You gotta have a variety of characters. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna have just a million Japanese characters. Don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with a little Japanese lady. You feel what I'm saying? But where the chocolate at? You feel me? Where the chocolate at, bro? Simple as that. That game ain't got none. Ain't a single chocolate thing to be found. You feel me? Check to see what that looked like real quick. Make sure it's all good. I mean, it's the same setting, but just in case. Yes, that is absolutely clean. Oh shoot, I was supposed to make her smile. Whoops. Supposed to look like a happy 1950s mechanic lady. I goofed. But yeah, no, you can't customize your characters, and you can't customize your characters' clothing. I have male characters on GTA. I have male characters in Warcraft. Because those two games, GTA is realism. So, you can make any male character dress how you want that male character to dress. I make my male characters, typically all my male characters dressed a form of fashion of how I dress. Some of my male characters might rock my East Coast style. My other male characters might rock my West Coast style. With me being, you know, from the West Coast and all. And then there's characters who will rock a mix of both of those styles. With the female characters, that one's the easy one too. You just make them dress like what you would want to see, right? And typically that's a normal fit, or in this case, like now, a pinup style, grease monkey type style that we got going on right now. Her little afro puffs, which is not very 1950s or 60s. That wasn't the full theme of it anyways. It's just mechanic look. Though I doubt you'll walk into a mechanic spot and see somebody dressed like this. It's not the point of realism, it's the point of modeling. Some people take the ideas a little too serious. That's not how female mechanics dress. Duh, you better not be on the job dressed like this. You're gonna get fired quick, fast, and in a flash, baby. But what I'm saying is, for a character who we're using for the purpose of modeling, it's a great looking fit. She look great right now. Simple as that. You know what I mean? And this ain't even the type of stuff we make OGV dress very often. This is not her style at all. But it just works. And that's the same thing that goes with GTA or any other game I'm playing. When it comes to the way they actually dress, if I can't do it myself, then I'm not gonna play a male character, because the female characters will automatically get better looking outfits. First Descendant, Black Desert, games like that. Versus if I can dress the characters up, Skyrim, Warcraft, GTA. I have male characters on Skyrim. Matter of fact, I'd have male characters in Black Desert. I just don't play them very much at all. I have male characters in Skyrim. I have a lot of male characters on Warcraft. I have a lot of male characters on GTA. It all comes down to, can I dress the character up? If I cannot, then you will not see male characters. If I can, then you will. Simple as that. But for the purposes of photos, obviously I'm going to do mostly female characters. What most people want to see is what I create the best of. Because half the time I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing when I make a male character. I just make him... See, when it comes to female characters, I typically create them to what I would want to see. When it comes to male characters, I create them to just... Like, making a handsome male character is not hard to do. You have a general idea of what you should do, so it makes things a bit easier, in a way. Even if you don't commonly make male characters. We're going to have to do a slight bit of enhancement for this photo here. You can very clearly see her face, which looks great. And we can see the fit. But only in certain cases. So we're going to have to fix that real quick. You move the light up real quick, because that is... Got way too much shadow on her chin from her shoulder. So it's lagging, so it's a little hard to... There we go. It's a little hard to do. We make another light. which we spin the fork around. And this one, we move it downward. Okay? For obvious reasons. Let's just get a little bit more shine, a little bit more vision. That their lower half. Okay? Just a little bit. You mesh it properly. Usually pretty easy to do. Move it this direction. You know what I mean? And boom. What was that? Those big old bird just flew by. On a sneeze. Now look at that. You can't even see it on the car or nothing. But yeah, if I can't dress the character up, then I'm going to lean toward the male characters just because I'm going to lean toward the female characters just because the female characters will have better clothing. Like Black Desert. Female characters by far get the better option to clothing. Way better options to clothing than male characters. I dare somebody to tell me I'm wrong on that. You couldn't. Because the truth is, when it comes to games, like Black Desert, let's get one more and then we're going to move her to the side and open up the engine. Open up the engine bay and the doors. Games like Black Desert, they purposely make it for the female characters to have better items because they know that's what people are going to spend the most money on. And that don't even go for just dudes. I know a lot of people would like to believe that it's just dudes that do that, but it is absolutely not. It is absolutely not. I told this story one time in the past. I'm gonna tell it again real quick. My fucking sister. We on Warcraft. We trying to get some fucking dungeons done so we could get some leveling in. It's me, my brother, and my sister. We trying to level. Okay, I think this was Shadowlands. One of the worst and most boo-boo expansions there was. We was doing some dungeons. We were trying to get some levels in. And this fool, I'm sitting here trying to start the dang dungeon so I can get my levels in because y'all know me. Well, and if you didn't know, now you about to know. When I get on a game and there's a task to be done, I need that done quickly with no interruptions. This fool, because she had got a new piece of gear which ruined her transmog, which mind you had her character with her little booty out, right? Would not let me start the fucking dungeon until she could get her gear fixed. Problem was this fool ain't had no dang gold. His fool ain't had no gold. So instead of letting me start the dungeon, she wanted to kill a bunch of NPCs. I'm like, you gonna get gold when we get into some dungeons. She's like, no, I need it right now because my character's not dressed. Like my character can't be seen without, I forgot what the fuck she said, but it had us dying laughing. It was definitely not just dudes. That's everybody. Because swag is swag, and swag is definitely not pertained to just men, alright? Swagginess and sauciness is definitely not just pertained to men. You a fool if you think that, alright? The swagginess of your male character and the sauciness of your female character matters. It matters, okay? Look at our character right now. Does she not look swaggy and saucy at the same time? She looks fantastic right here, right now. Go ahead and move to the other side of the car, though. You know what I mean? And that's what matters, people. The swag. Oh, hold on. Race will be lagging like crazy. Go ahead, pop that open. You just got smacked in the forehead. And let's open up the door here, because more than likely I'm gonna make her sit inside. Ooh, maybe not. Not a whole lot of space in between here. We can, however, use this little toolbox. Got the wrench on it, got the screwdrivers, we got a flathead and a Phillip. Whatever that weird little wrench is there. We got the clamp wrench joint. That's the one with the little spinner. I forgot the full name of a ratchet. Or no, I forgot the name of them. It's the one where you got the little spinner joint. You could close it down. We kind of can't get that close with this little toolbox here. So I guess that's not what I was trying to do. The lag is not making this easy. Trying to get her like right in between, but I don't think that's probably, yeah. Little boxes got her flying around and crap. Alright, let me just back her up to it. We should still be able to make this work. I actually know it because this car is flat as fuck any dang ways. There's no way we're going to be able to properly make her sit in here. Just go ahead and close that back up. The car is very flat. She's not going to be able to model the inside of that car. Crazy part is, Lady V and Mel V is both short as fuck, but that compartment, that's a GT, they call it a GT40 for a reason. GT40 is called the GT40, god dog. Because the thing is 40 inches. Alright, you can't be tall and driving this dang thing. You're gonna give yourself all kinds of issues. This car is not for the tall, for the short. Which is kind of what you want out of a race car driver anyways. You don't really want a taller, heavier race car driver. You want a short guy who weighs next to nothing. Or a short lady who weighs next to nothing. Which is honestly so surprising to me that there's not more female race car drivers. Right? If a dude is 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", right? 5'9", maybe 5'10". You don't see too many taller race car drivers because you want to be able to be as light as possible. Like me, I could make a pretty dang great race car driver, and even I might be a little too large at 5'8". But you want a dude who's like 5'6" and 115 pounds, 120 pounds. But here's the thing though. A woman at 5'6" will naturally be lighter. 5'6", like 110 pounds, 5'4", because that's more realistic. 5'3", 5'4", like 100 to 110 pounds. Man, you would have an automatic weight advantage by a mile. Because most race car driving dudes is like 120, 125, 130, 140 region. You're gonna automatically have a 30-pound weight advantage on you and your vehicle. Come on, man. I'm surprised. I'd be so dang surprised that there's not more female race car drivers out here. I know you see the memes, all women can't drive, but I mean, if you learn, no, a lot of people can't drive. You know, a lot of people cannot drive. There's some dudes out here that need to steer away from vehicles. Right? Absolutely need to stay away from roads, vehicles, people. Stop driving. Give it up, you know? There's some dudes out here that can't drive. But the natural weight advantage, I ain't gonna lie, I'm surprised there's not more female race car drivers out here. See male race car drivers every dang where. But then again, they do say women last longer, because racing, it can be pretty fucking dangerous. That's probably the dang truth, because dudes always doing something stupid. Let me become a certified mechanic. You better believe I'm gonna be building something ridiculous. Why? Because I'll have the skill to fucking do so. No one will be able to tell me I can't build something stupid. Which I will definitely do. Absolutely. I'm gonna build something dumb. I'm sure of it. I have no doubt of it. You don't become certified and not build something dumb. You know what I mean? That wouldn't even make sense now, would it? Become a certified mechanic and not build some monstrosity? I want to build a twin V8 engine supercar. One engine in the front, one in the back. It'll be mid-engine, mid-engine, mid-engine front, mid-engine rear. Okay? You're going to be sitting in between two screaming V8s. Alright? I think in a case of something like that, it'd probably be best to go with some small blocks. But if you're just madman enough, some big blocks wouldn't hurt. Imagine that. Sitting in between two 454s, two 440s, two 460s or something. That's Ford, GM, and fucking Dodge, baby, or Chrysler. That'd be madness. That'd be absolute madness. Couldn't fully say madness because I had a random hiccup out of nowhere. I said madness. You know what I'm saying? I do it. I do it. I will. I am. It's not like it's a super expensive thing, man. You pull up to a pick apart, find some old big blocks or small blocks. I think personally some small blocks, because if it's going to be a form of a race car, then you're going to want to keep it fairly light. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want to keep that thing fairly lightweight. And you could get some pretty nasty power out of a small block. Especially if you know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Twin engine small block. One mid front, one mid rear. Or say forget it and just grab two SRT 10s. 6,000 horsepower, you know what I'm saying? Something stupid though. You know I'm gonna do something stupid. Come on. I got to. If I'm gonna learn how to build cars and work on engines and transmissions and stuff, then go back for welding, I'm doing something dumb. I am absolutely going to build a monstrosity. You know what? No one's ever done twin diesel. You know what I'm saying? Have a 5.9 Cummins in the front, 5.9 Cummins in the back. Come on, man. That'd be stupid. Dual LBZ diesels. Like, man, I'm gonna build me a monstrosity. I'm gonna fucking take it to the ends of the earth. By the ends of the earth, I mean safely be smart and go to a drag strip where it'll be safe to test drive such a fucking creation. Because obviously something like that on the public roads wouldn't be safe for other people. I can't talk about how other people not safe, then do something unsafe my dang self, you know what I'm saying? Riding around in a twin engine vehicle would already be pretty ridiculous. Let's go ahead and get a lower view here so we can see the car. And, I mean, come on, mine. I figured this would work for OGV, just because I always have her with some sort of cars and some sort of mechanic vibe to her. Because of her sheer amount of vehicles. I figured this would be a great set to do with her. And so far, these is coming out heat. Kentucky V, obviously, because I always got her with some dang ridiculous truck. I got her fit, ready to go. Okay, put that right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna build something stupid, man. And it's crazy, because that is literally what I'm going to school for. So it's not like I'm saying this just to say it. This is something I'm literally going to be able to do pretty soon, man. Like I said, if you don't learn something within a year, it's like, what the heck you go for? I'm definitely not about to go just to waste some dang time. I'll turn this into something. For sure. For sure, for sure. That crap gonna be stupid. You know, one thing I always wanted to do? Back in the day, a lot of medium duty trucks always had gasser engines. And for those who don't really get that, those are, when someone says a gasser, then you're either talking about a type of drag racer, or you're talking about a large truck that had a gasoline engine instead of a diesel engine. And by large truck, I mean medium duty. So not like a big pickup truck with a gas engine, like a fucking Ford F-350 with a gas engine. No, I mean big truck, like a medium duty, those Coca-Cola hauler trucks you see, large UPS step vans, stuff like that. Real big, well over 12,000 pounds dry type of vehicle. You know what I mean? And that means the vehicle without gasolines and liquids and stuff like that, the truck still weighs well over 10,000 pounds. Dry weight, you know what I mean? A dry weight UPS truck, them big them gargantuan FedEx joints. Them things are heavy. Okay, those are like 24,000 dang pounds, 20 to 24,000 pounds depending on the length, not the smaller ones. Those are usually pretty light. Some vans are way too dang light for their size. That was like, I wanted one of those big Dodge vans, but I learned not too long ago that those dang that behemoth of a van. Okay, that's the second gen, no, third gen. That's the third gen Dodge vans. You get the B350 Maxi wagon. Somehow, that absolute monstrosity of a van just barely weighs 5,000 pounds. And some of them weigh less at that full size. They're like 4,700 pounds. I'm like, how is something that big that light? I love those dang vans, but I don't want something that big that light, because that means if you ever get in a car crash, that thing gonna fold like a piece of dang paper, dude. That means there's no real structural integrity in that dang thing. That crap is horrendously unsafe. They say the biggest problem with those things was rollovers. I see why, because if that joint roll the fuck over, it's gonna flatten on itself. No dang vehicle that big should only be weighing 4,700 pounds. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, Sway. That's unheard of. The Ford and the Chevy vans are way heavier for the ones that are similar in size. Them joints get upwards of like 6,000 pounds, which means there's a lot more structural integrity. A van that big only weighing 7,000? That's crazy. It's like a school bus. School buses are flimsy. Guess what? All that dang bus and them joints only weigh like 22,000 pounds. That's barely heavier than some semi-trucks. We're talking about a vehicle that's 40 feet long. Them joints be folding. I saw an old crash test. They crashed in an old cab-over semi-truck into the side of a bus. Now, I was expecting, because even though cab-over semis are practically almost just as heavy as regular semis, I was not expecting this cab-over semi to nearly cut the dang bus in half. How do you take a brick and almost cut a brick in half? Huh? Somebody explain that to me. You ain't got to, because that's called pure flimsy trash. The cab-over semi-truck was almost able to drive through the bus before the head of the cab-over semi finally started to fall off. That's what I was expecting to be in the first place. Considering it was a 40-footer versus a cab-over. I was expecting that 40-footer to have some structural integrity and be able to push the cab off of the truck and leave just the chassis. What I wasn't expecting was for it to get nearly folded in half before the head of the cab-over semi-truck finally started to fall off. And the craziest part was, the head of the cab-over wasn't even that badly damaged. That's the crazy part. It slid off the frame like a big old fucking toaster, but it wasn't even that damaged. It wasn't even that damaged. I'm like, wow, okay. That's not good. That's not good at all, dude. Actually, let me turn it this way. You see a little bit more of the car. I'm like, that is not good. I was never expecting, never in a million years would I have expected the fucking school bus to fold like that. You know what? Actually, I think this pose right here where we got her is just fine. I think this one right here is just fine. Let me go ahead. Let's lower that so we can see a little bit more of the car and the heels. They're right about there. I wasn't expecting it. Okay, I was not. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Now, at the time, I was a lot younger and I didn't know that buses were that dang flimsy. And I was mistaking school buses for city buses, which are way heavier. Way heavier, way more structural integrity. Okay, city buses can be upwards of like 19 tons, as where school buses, you might get 11. Which is not that heavy for a vehicle that large. Think about it like this, right? A military truck, which is way shorter. I think they might be similar in height, but way shorter in length, for sure. Like, probably the school bus is probably double the length of a dang military truck, yet a military truck usually will weigh 2,000 pounds more than a school bus. That's absurd, dude. That's absurd. That is madness. We're talking about a vehicle that's 40 feet long, and that's the problem. Them joints folded because there ain't no dang structural integrity. How the heck a cab over split a bus in half dang near before it finally lost its cab. You would expect that cab to fall off and get destroyed pretty easily. Especially considering some of those. I mean, a lot of them were old, so some were made out of steel, some were aluminum. And then the newer ones being fiberglass. I'm gonna say the one they used was probably a good old Kenworth, so it's probably steel. But the bus is steel too, man. That crap was crazy. I'm like, wow. The structural integrity is lackluster. And that is all that I'm seeing with that big old Dodge van. A van that large, a vehicle that large should not weigh only 4,700 pounds. We're talking about a vehicle that's probably 20 to 22 feet long. Double the size of any vehicle that came out of its time. And only 4,700? That's insane, bro. Next character, bro. Man, I know cat dog well. Man, I know cat dog well. There's a dang garage around here, but I don't see it. We on Kentucky V. Trying to find a spot to make her look like she wants some mechanic activity, but I don't see the dang... I think I'm in the wrong area. But this is a bunch of dang trailers. I just realized that. Oh. Nope, there it is. I thought it was on the other side, though. The other side. We got a big old truck. We got her in her little outfit. Looking like a little saucy 1970s mechanic. Oh, this place don't open, huh? Not on my watch. Get out of here. There we go. This is what I was looking for. When that part when you're in the mirror, character, they drop the badge, joint. And the car, you know, it's not gonna get you very far. And there's something sudden so, and then they start working. Get out of the way, and then your character starts working on the car. Oh my goodness, that's probably the worst recreation of that scene. I couldn't remember the words though. Alright, I think it's safe to say we're gonna go ahead and pull this back outside. And just make it look like she's working on the truck outside. This thing don't fit. Should I have chosen a smaller truck? No. This is America, baby. Alright. Our character's from Kentucky. From the South, all she knows is big trucks. Don't let the dark chocolate skin fool you. Let's go ahead and turn these up. Oh, I'm about to turn up the graphics while still recording. That's gonna make things slow. Alright, I was able to make her stand on the wheel, because obviously that's about the only way you're gonna be able to work on a truck this dang high up. By standing on the wheel. Check the fit though, She got the pink shoes, the pink and white socks, the pink and white top with the blue shorts. She looking good with the ponytail too. Because obviously if you're working on a whip, it's gonna be kind of hard to do if you got a big old afro all up in your eyes and whatnot. Okay. Bring that lighting down a little bit. Early in the morning. And I mean, yeah, hers is much like OGV, just simple. She looks like she working on a whip. But looking real purty while doing it. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and turn her around this way for the meantime. Why does her standing on this wheel make her look extra dang tall? Like, she don't look normal V height. Cause she floating a lot? Go ahead and move her back some. So it should. The wheel actually has a lot of depth on it, so we should be able to push her back quite a bit without her popping onto the truck itself. GTA. I didn't mean to say GTA first, but I was about to make a comparison and accidentally wayscaped my own sentence. GTA has a lot of vehicles where the wheels stick way out, but they're false. Okay. I was actually able to make her climb onto the wheel, and she stood there. You try that on GTA, they'll fall through the wheel. Because it's falsified distancing. Basically, Rockstar is a bunch of liars. Okay, that's essentially what I'm saying. Oh dang, that would have been a cool pose, but them legs is a little too thick. Legs, you know what I mean? Her hands is going through her dang legs. Actually, that's a cool one. Hold on. These wheels, I was actually able to make her stand up on the tires. I'll say it's gonna make it look like she tall as fuck, but not really. She actually looks normal height. It looks like she is indeed standing on something on the side of the truck. Go ahead, reduce this light just a little bit. Pick up on that true dark chocolate skin tone. Right about there. Give her a smile. I'm like, for this character, you already know we gotta use a truck. Okay, she's Kentucky born, farm raised. That means trucks is in her blood. Okay? Trucks and nothing but trucks, baby. We gotta reduce the lighting just a little bit though, and make it, or no, you know what? We don't have to reduce it, we need to color it. It is early in the morning during the golden sun. Not twilight hour, but just after. So she needs to be a little bit more gold tone. That's what we got going on in the world. And her lighting is frosty white, which is not going to work for that early morning look. Probably only need to change just the 3 lights though. Just the 3. Right there is good. It looks a little bit more gold. We'll reduce. We'll bring that down some. Oh no, that's probably the actual sun itself. Causing a little bit of shadow on her. Okay, yeah, that's the sun itself. You know what, let's back it up a little bit some anyways, just so you can see that she's clearly standing up on the wheel. On the wheel. Now we're only doing it this direction for the one though, but the rest of them will be over the engine. I want you to kind of see a lot of the engine sitting up on top of the truck and whatnot. It's a big old dusty monster truck. But not really a monster truck, but a big truck. Monster trucks have way bigger wheels. Way bigger and more fluffy wheels. They can bounce a lot. How monster trucks do their thing. A lot of bouncing. Okay, hold on, that's a good one. A lot of bouncing, that's what monster trucks do. Real bouncy. In order to be able to jump and go crazy. Trucks is pretty dang heavy. Obviously, they're quite large. They're pretty dang heavy. If I'm not mistaken, monster trucks are like 13,000 pounds. So it's a lot of truck to get moving. Let me see. Monster truck curb weight. Okay, yeah, I was right. So they weigh, most of them, a standard Monster Jam monster truck weighs about 12,000 pounds. So 6 tons. Significantly. So it's yeah, pretty much. So they add, like Google is saying, it's the wheels. The wheels are amongst one of the heaviest things, because they're fucking massive. Engines are pretty heavy, because those are 540 Marlins. That's 540 cubic inch engines, so that's pretty fucking big. You're not gonna catch that in an average commuter car. That's too big. Even in the muscle car era, engines weren't that big. Your biggest engine coming out of the factory in a muscle car was a 455 for the GMs, Buicks, and Oldsmobiles. In luxury cars, they tend to have bigger engines. Ford offered a 460 cubic inch. For cars, for big luxury cars and trucks, GM offered a 472, depending on the era, up to a 500 cubic inch, and Dodge offered a 440 as their biggest option. Until you got to medium duty trucks, then that's when engines started getting even bigger. But of course, that's for a medium duty truck, you kind of need that. And even then, some of those medium-duty trucks were still using much smaller engines. So you got a big engine, a lot of chassis, and massive wheels. This thing's pretty freaking big, though. Them wheels, pretty large. The tires are pretty large. I'd give this thing... These trucks on their own are around 5,400 pounds in-game. So... I'm gonna say with all this extra modification, the roll cages, all that extra suspension, the beefiness of it, the wheels, probably a bigger, way bigger engine than stock. This thing would probably be like 8,000 to 9,000 pounds. A lot of weight to move. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of weight to move. Oh, that's a good one. Just straight up sitting on the dang wheel. Put that joint right there. Probably shouldn't. We probably don't even need a full lamp setup. I mean, maybe when we turn around toward the engine. But in this area now, we don't really need it because the sunlight is doing a lot of work over here. We're gonna keep it though, just to fix it up a bit. We're facing the wrong direction, so the way I have to move the lamps is pretty awful looking, as you can see by these numbers we're moving with here. These numbers is pretty terrible. That's because that's where the dang... Matter of fact, let me reduce that light intensity just a little bit, because that's going a little extra. Right there is good. The sunlight is there, so it's doing its job. Once we move her, once we turn her around, then we'll be fine. I probably should have did it on the other side of the wheel. I ain't think about it, though. Maybe I'll move her over there in the next couple. I ain't think about it till now. Probably should. She shouldn't be sitting here. She should be sitting on the other side, so that way we can work with the sunlight better. We could work with the sunlight way better if she was facing the right direction. But then again, at the same time, I ain't really complaining. Let me move that right about there. Oh, I got that one so far out. The rest of them, they're dang far out. About to sneeze. Something serious. But it won't come out. Oh, shoot. There we go. That was probably one of my more high-pitched sneezes right there. Goodness. Might have to go blow my nose real quick. This fit right here is clean. I knew this would be a perfect saucy lady mechanic fit. That's why I went with it. In the meantime, I need to go blow my nose, so I'm gonna be right back. Alright, back in action. Had to cover me nose, man. Started leaking. Nasty. Turn her. Boom. I saw this fit right here. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw this fit right here, I'm like, this will work quite fine for when I do the mechanic episode. Because you know it's gonna come as sooner or later. People keep making these mechanic outfits. I just been collecting them. Okay. Mechanic looking outfits. I just been collecting them. Okay. Well, by mechanic outfits, we mean modeling mechanic outfits, not actual. Well, no, the next outfit we're about to use for East LAV is definitely actually more of a mechanic outfit. I'm just gonna make it look a little less, but it's a straight up, like Dickie suit, pretty much. Straight up mechanic Dickie suit type of joint. I'm just gonna make it look a little less that way. Not by much though. The pants will be there, just the upper half won't. And this outfit is definitely the least mechanic looking, but at the same time, it is definitely that mechanic pinup look, which is what I was going for. Oh, I forgot to turn off the volumetric fog because my game crashed at some point. And, oh goodness, I just realized that. Check the other photos real quick. Okay, because most of the other photos were close-ups, you can't really see it. Except for the last one. So we're gonna retake that right now. At the angle we were at? I didn't realize that, but yeah, no, the first outfit was more of a racer outfit. This outfit is definitely more of a 90s model type of beach buggy type of outfit. And then the third one will be the most mechanic-like outfit. Okay, yeah, there's a definite difference because that was the picture that was the farthest away from in comparison to the others. Let's see here. How do we make it look like she's gonna be working on the engine? I mean, realistically, her working on the engine is kind of gonna be the the trope type of picture where the model is obviously with the little booty shorts. She gonna be bending over into the engine bay, and that's the trope. Is that the obvious thing we were doing here? Yes. That's why she's in this outfit. That didn't take too long. Did it? Gotta move her a little closer so her hands be actually in the truck. Lean forward a little bit. her up some as well. And then, because the absolute beauty that is the fine folks over at CD Projekt Red, we can take this right here, go to head, pause, and then make her look down into the dang engine bay. Boom. That, my good peoples, is how you do it. Okay, we didn't have this capability before. And we kind of did, but not like 100%. Rotate her just a little bit more this way. And boom. Make it look like she's working on the truck. Now with this character, because she is my truck lady, she would actually be working on the truck. She really is my third mechanic character. Her, OGV, and East LAV. That's why I'm using these three, because they are my actual mechanic characters. Because they're the oldest of characters. OGV being first, Mexico V being second, but I don't really do anything with vehicles with her. It is incredibly rare that you ever see me do photos with her in cars. You know what? Oh no, once. I've done it once, and it was very recently. That was during the Black and Gray episode, the Noir episode. That was the only time, believe it or not, I made her do anything with a vehicle. So that character is definitely not much for vehicles, okay? Okay, I'll say this is a good pose here. We just gotta make it, we just gotta hide the butterfly. We can put a wrench in her hand, because that hand is nice and open. And easily fit a wrench in there. Turn her a little bit more this direction. For a little bit of a better view, you know what I'm saying? And let me see, let me spawn a wrench here. I accidentally hit myself in the balls, and that hurt. Oh man, speaking of accidentally getting hit in the balls, bro. Look, I got there's a big old freezer. I'm sitting here trying to open this dang big old freezer. I don't know if y'all know, anybody out there who owns large freezers, you know that sometimes, okay, they like to get real airtight for no fucking reason. If you accidentally close them just a little bit too hard, they like to get super duper airtight. So I opened the joint, closed it, but I was like, oh wait, no, I needed that. So then I opened it. I tried to open it back. This wrench is massive. I wasn't anticipating on the wrench being this big. I tried to open the freezer, but it got airtight. So my fool self, I stand directly over the freezer. It's gonna be a little graphic, but it's the truth. My balls was resting on the top of the freezer. And I'm sitting here trying to force the dang freezer open. It finally opens and it hits me right in the fucking jewels, dude. Man, that's a pain I have not felt in a long time. I did not miss it. I did not miss it. That is not a pain I ever wanted to have to feel again. I haven't, my man parts have not made contact forcefully with anything in quite some time. Okay, and at that point in time, when I'm putting my might into it, I'm dang near lifting the freezer off the fucking ground. The joint lifts and it knocks one of the jewels, and man, I was slumped over the freezer for like 5 seconds. In pain and also laughing at the stupidity of the situation. I'm like, I can't believe I just hit myself in the fucking testes, dude. I ain't pulled that off in who knows how long. Probably since I was like a dang kid, man. I was disappointed, and at the same time not disappointed, because I'm like, I really just did that. I really just made that dumb crap happen. That's crazy. If it's just me, but why the fuck is her neck bending around in all kinds of weird directions and whatnot? I be using this pose too much, but It's a great pose, man. What can I say? Yeah, no, that crap was ridiculous. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I really just slammed a whole fucking freezer top onto a single testy. Not both of them. Nope, just one of them got hit. Just one of them got hit under the force. Okay, because it hit on the way up. And the other one didn't reach, luckily. Okay. Man, that crap hurt, dude. I'm glad nobody saw it, because that crap was ridiculous. That crap was ridiculous. Stupid freezer got airtight, so my fool self put my whole body over it, not realizing that if I open it, I'm going to hit myself in the balls, which is exactly what the fuck happened. Like, you gotta be kidding me. I really just did that. I really just did that. I can't remember the last time I even pulled something like that off. Let's do one for the show, the whole truck, so people realize the sheer ridiculousness of the truck that she's on top of. If it wasn't obvious enough. If it wasn't obvious enough of how big this dang truck is. Let's get a close-up, because we have not gotten a single close-up, okay, of the little chocolate lady. Oops. You know, another thing that a lot of people don't do when they're creating their characters is making sure that your character's side profile is good too. You could have a character and they'll look great from the front, but as soon as they turn to the side, it's like, what the fuck? I only have one character with a busted side profile. And that is because I made the mistake. I've said this before, but when I'm designing my characters, I always design them with no hair on their head. So that when I'm building them, I can ensure that everything about them is the way I need it to be. That character, because she was one of my oldest, she's my second oldest character, that's Mexico V. I built her with hair on her head. On accident. So her side profile is a little rough. It's a little rough. It took many years to realize this, because I usually don't do pictures at the side of my character's face unless I'm going for a very specific look. Which in most cases, she had that long hair, so you can't really see it. It's when you remove that hair is when you realize it's like, oh, I messed up. Okay, we have an unfortunate problem here. I have not done the mission to spawn her in your vehicle. I am running very limited for time. So I'm like, let me grab 2 Valentino style joints with some gold all over them. Just make her, you know, she got the fit. Alright, she got the mechanic fit with the chucks. Very California style. So we're gonna see what we can do with this at least. Something simple. It'll kind of be just like her modeling-ish type of thing. Go ahead, open up the hoods so you can see what's inside. Okay. Very, gotta keep it pervy. What the fuck? Yo, why is it getting cloudy, son? Like it's about to dang storm out here. It looks like real life, actually. It looks like it's about to dang rain out here, boy. The heck, I would say, what the heck happened to the sunlight? Back that up a little bit. Yeah, this should do. And boom. So we got the fit. We just didn't have the whips, but at the same time, we kind of got the whips. Kind of shows like, hey, this is what I made. Look at my cars. You know what I mean? I'm a designer out here. Gonna keep it nice and light though on the depth of field so you can really see the 2 cars better. Still see her very clearly. Hence that color, of course. Down just a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You know what? I need to do this for all of my characters. I need to take all of my characters and put them to the part just before you do the heist. Just like I did for my main 3 characters. Well, OGV is far beyond that, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Just to make things easier when it's time to do photos, I don't have to sit here and talk to fucking Jackie and then go to the Ripper whenever I get on them and I need to get some stuff done. Because that's the issue. You gotta do all that stuff. Because I ain't did it on her yet. Which is crazy considering how old this character is. This character has been around for quite some time now. Why haven't I done that? Well, because at the time, there weren't a whole lot of vehicle mods, so didn't really care to do it, nor did I need to do it. But now that there's so many vehicle mods, I need to do it. I'm so tempted to do it now because he's missing that dang Cadillac, but dang, it just takes so long. I've been recording for like the past 9 hours. I want to do something else. It's been a long time. I've been doing this dang near all day. I keep sneezing all of a sudden for some reason, so in the middle of trying to get recordings done, I'm about to sneeze again. I can feel it. I'll just keep having to blow my dang nose when I'm trying to get stuff done here. You know what? Actually, I don't think it'd be that bad if we blur the background out a little. Because the cars are fairly close, so the depth of field isn't going to affect them that badly anyways. And just so the cars don't take any unnecessary excess of light, let's go ahead and add a light blocker. They just need a specific amount of light, not too much. Those right where they are. It shouldn't be affecting her too much. See, the fit is good. The fit is exactly what I wanted it to be. We're missing the dang Cadillac that I also wanted to make use of. I mean, to be fair, it'd be a little better if we saved that Cadillac for Pinup V, because it would fit her so perfectly. I wanted to, you know, I wish people would make some lowriders. We need some dang lowriders. That would perfectly fit her. So these cars actually fit her a little bit better than the Cadillac would, because the Cadillac is too plain Jane, and it's in pink, which is was definitely more of a white dude style back in the day. Well, actually, no, I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to say who started the pink Cadillac trend. Some dude from back in the day decided, you know, I want my Cadillac gonna be pink because it's gonna stand out from everybody else's. He wasn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't wrong. Okay, I gotta blow my nose again because I didn't actually sneeze, but my nose started running any dang ways. Okie dokie, let's see what those photos look like real quick. Very clean. That's what they look like. Very clean and definitely acceptable. Alright. Hers is definitely going to be more of the simple of the two, but that's kind of the point. East LAV here. Only time we do anything on her that's remotely can be remotely considered more on the South Sea side is if it's more of a modeling type of thing. As where if it's something like this where it's street related, her thing, then it's gonna stay street related, you know. Oop. That's for the eyes. Oh. Same with OGV. That's typically how I keep it with that character too. But for that one, that suit just fit her way too nicely not to use it. I mean, shoot, it would have fit any character nicely. Which is definitely why you'll be seeing it more in the future, because there's a bunch of other colors. There's a bunch of other colors we could have made use of. I just didn't want to use all the outfits on 3 different characters. More than likely, I'm going to use it for Pinup V. Next time I do another 1950s pinup setup. I need some more poses, though. Not that it, you know, I got so many dang poses. We're definitely not using too many of what we have because I got so dang many. But it's just nice to have a lot of them, just in case, so you don't accidentally, maybe possibly accidentally use too many of the same. It's better to be sure, you know what I'm saying, you not, than to just be like, nah, I haven't used it too many times. I know what I definitely need is more, poses that are a bit more on the masculine side. We need more thug poses, man. Not enough thug poses. The thug pose amount is lackluster, alright? That's my problem. Not enough thug poses out here. Say I need some poses for like my male character or my more like this character, more hood female characters. There's not enough hood poses. A lot of the poses are, well, expectedly, because that's dang near all people got, including myself. Is I got one male character in this game. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. So it's not like I need a whole ton, but just more for my thuggy female characters who wouldn't be in dresses and stuff like that. Characters like this, where it is quite rare. OGV, where it's quite rare. AD, where it just wouldn't happen. Characters like those need more stuff like that. Characters like these, you just wouldn't see them in stuff like that. See, right there is perfect. Boom. You need more street clothes, more hood clothes, man. More modern day hood clothes, khakis and stuff like that. The Dickie suits, we need more of that. I mean, there's just not enough. Just not enough at all. It is quite rare that people create stuff like that, which is always so unfortunate, because there's one dude who does, but he only do it for the male characters majority of the time, which is very unfortunate. Like he was the first person that made a dang Dickie suit, and he only made it for male V. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Someone who actually makes proper modern day West Coast attire, and you don't do it for the female characters too? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Like, I can't complain because it's great clothing for the male character who finally gets some good clothes. Because, you know, a lot of the clothes that people create are not what my male V would wear. You know what I'm saying? We had one person that finally created. He ain't made nothing new in like 18 years too. I see him posting pictures every time I get on Nexus to download some mods, but he don't be uploading nothing. Like, we were limited on that. You know what I mean? Limited on proper hood attire. You feel me? For characters like this, who you won't very often see rocking dresses and little booty shorts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because that's just not this character style. Actually, let me back it up so we can see more of the cars. You see more of the cars in the full fit. You know what I'm saying? You're just not going to see them in that type of wear. That type of clothing. That's not how I dress these said characters. Not very often, at least. Some of them I just don't. Like I said earlier, you know, just because somebody from the streets, from the dirty down streets, doesn't mean that they wouldn't know how pretty they are. Obviously, a lot of people gonna know that. I mean, we see it on a daily basis. It's just certain characters, you know, certain people have ways about themselves where they wouldn't be called dead in a certain thing. Certain wear, certain outfits, when it pertains to you know, showing the body. That's why characters like AD, that's why that character's like that. You're not gonna see her in no little booty shorts, okay? Because that's not that character style. And it's pretty rare for these characters too. The only time I ever do it actually is just when I'm about to make them do some form of modeling. Let me make her look downward. Or in this direction. It's a little too downward. Ooh, that's a little too far to the side. I just realized this character doesn't have eyeliner on anymore. Why is it? I'm looking at her. I'm like, something about her looks a little different. Her eyeliner is off. That's why. Like, something's off about her face. The missing eyeliner. I think I kept it off on purpose. Yeah, she had eyeliner for the longest, but though it fit her style, it is not necessary for her to have it. Not necessary for her to have it at all. That pose is supposed to be... Oh, there's a phone in her hand. I'm like, what is this? I did not realize that there was a phone there. Oops. I'm on that. Run her forward. See a little bit more of that gold whip. A little bit more of the gold. Right about there. So with certain characters, all my characters have a very specific style. And when that man uploaded that outfit, I was like, this right here is what all my hoodlum characters need. But unfortunately, I could only actually make use of it on one character. I was pretty disappointed, not gonna lie. I was like, really, dude? You gonna make one of the flyest outfits and not have it for both characters? Because a healthy portion of the mods that are made are like emo, gothic-ish, cyberpunk type of stuff. Which is cool, but like I said in a past video, this is California. I highly doubt you'll see a massive change in people's dress sense. Just because it's 2077 don't mean you're gonna see people wearing punk type stuff, because people hate that stuff now. Punk clothing, style clothing, or not punk, I'm saying it wrong. Punk clothing, I mean, you see people rocking that fairly often. What I mean is that cyberwear look with all the baggy pants, with all the dumb straps and all this extraterrestrial crap. People have been trying to make that a style for probably well over a decade now. And it has not connected yet. Probably nearly 2 decades. I think since the 90s, actually. People have been trying to make that tech style. People have been trying to make tech a style for the longest. It ain't connected yet, and it probably won't, because if I'm being 100% honest, it's ugly. Okay, I'm dying. My throat dry out of nowhere. It's ugly. Okay, it just is. You know what I'm saying? That's not even a you gotta find your own style type of thing. No, that crap just kind of stinks. I think it's supercharged. That's a big supercharger for only 333 horses. Pretty sure this thing got more. 407. It is also supercharged. That's a big supercharger for such a lackluster amount of horsepower. But anyways, I mean, 407 is not bad, but for a supercharged car, it should be a little better than that. Car ain't old enough for that. It's 2044 to 2055. That's a lot of technology. Under no circumstances you have a supercharger that big and only have 407 horses. That's crazy. But anyways, I'm about to die. I think I've been recording too long. My throat dry as fuck. I've been talking for like the last 9 hours. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, share with your people join the legendary clean sports channel, become legendary. I do all things photography, virtual, real life, and sometimes AI. Check out Instagram. That's where I post most of these videos, photos, and Deviant for the stuff that's a little too much for Instagram, but never too much. Don't go over there expecting madness. Check out all the links in the description. Find some stuff you might like. With that being said, I'm out.